from the 365 Language Planet. This is Let's Speak English and Nihongo in collaboration with the RSU PAL Center of Ransit University International College in Bangkok, Thailand. Before we start, let's check this month's 365 Language Planets. So far this month, we have 6 language planets: Nora, Takesh, YO, A Highbridge, Takanona, and K Workshop. Way to go! If you want to become a 365 language planet, all you need to do is share an idea in the chat. So, let's begin! Hajimemashou! The theme of Let's Speak English and Nihongo, episode 49, is productive self-talk. 日本語でよりよく一日を過ごすための自己対話。The first question of tonight's show is, what could you do today? 日本語で今日は何ができましたか? So, what could you do today? I could study languages a little bit, and I could take a walk. How about you? What could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. Alright, so the question is, what could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. If you're just joining tonight's show, today's topic is productive self-talk, and the first question is, what could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. What could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? If you want to be general, you could say, I could do a lot of stuff, or maybe I couldn't do very much. How about you? Yeah. So any kind of answer is okay. What could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. I guess some people love to read, so maybe they could read a book or watch some TV. I could play a video game today with my son, which was really fun. How about you? What could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Alright, Kan Mama, thank you for joining tonight's show. I could make yuzu jam today. Wow, sounds like a very productive day. That's great. I could make tofu salad today. That's the only kind of food I made. But I could cook some eggs too, which is nice. Very nice. All right. Well, what could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. All right, K Workshop, thank you for joining tonight's show. Good evening, guys. I could prune the garden trees today. That's great. And great job using prune. That's, prune, perfect. You could prune the garden trees today. Was that, did you prune your persimmon tree? No, in Japan, a lot of people have persimmon trees. That's great. So the first question of tonight's show is, what could you do today? 今日は何ができましたか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. So far, one Kan Mama said she could make yuzu jam today, and K Workshop said he could prune the garden trees today. That's great. Well, if you're still typing, please continue and please share your answer anytime. Okay, YO, thank you for joining tonight's show. YO says, I could relax all day long. Wow, that's great. Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that. That's good. Okay, so now, please write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. And as always, you can write a question about language learning with productive self-talk or anything. Anything is okay. All right. 007. On the train, I noticed a man about to leave his umbrella behind. So I said, "You're forgetting your umbrella." Wow, that's fantastic. And thank you so much for joining tonight's show. That's great. So, I guess, that's perfect. You could say, I could save a man from forgetting his umbrella. So nice. That's so nice of you. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I forgot my hat on a train, and no one helped me, but the train staff was able to find my hat and return it to me. So I was very lucky. But that's great. That's great to hear. All right. Well, if you have a new question, please feel free to share the question in the chat or in the comments. Talking about like helping someone, you might say, did you help anyone today? I helped my wife make a new shelf in my home. How about you? For example, but any kind of sentence is okay. All right, K Workshop says, is there anything you couldn't do today? Great question. And that is very similar to question number 2 of tonight's show. And so let's save that topic for the next section of tonight's show. But great question. Almost exactly the same as my question. So let's save that. Okay, Takesh, thank you for joining tonight's show. Takesh says, could you start something new this year? Great question. I think I started learning Italian this year. How about you, Takesh? Great question. Could you start something new this year? So, yeah, I started learning Italian this year. And I started going to the gym. All right. K Workshop says, I couldn't ride a motorcycle because the weather wasn't good. So sorry to hear that, K Workshop, but nice sentence. Good example of couldn't. And yeah, that's very similar to the next question of tonight's show. All right. Well, if you're still typing, please continue, and you are welcome to share questions in the chat or in the comments anytime during the show. Now, let's move on to the second question of tonight's show, which is there anything you wanted to do but couldn't today? 日本語で今日やりたかったけどできなかったことはありますか? So very similar to K Workshop's earlier question, but a little different because I added wanted. So like, for example, for me, I wanted to go to the gym in the morning, but I couldn't do it. I was too tired. How about you? Is there anything you wanted to do but couldn't today? 今日やりたかったけどできなかったことはありますか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります. Alright, so the question is there anything you wanted to do but couldn't today? 今日やりたかったけどできなかったことはありますか? 私はジムに行きたかったけどできませんでした。So I'm very sad and disappointed about that, but it's okay. No problem. How about you? Is there anything you wanted to do but couldn't today? 今日やりたかったけどできなかったことはありますか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. I wanted to study a little bit more today as well, but I couldn't do it. I was too tired. How about you? Is there anything you wanted to do but couldn't today? 今日やりたかったけどできなかったことはありますか? Please share your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください. Alright, Takeshi says, I wanted to write New Year's cards, but I couldn't. Nice sentence. Nice sentence, Takeshi. That's great. Yeah, I kind of me too. But I think for me, I felt like there's no chance I could write New Year's cards today. So I wasn't hoping so, but I mean, I wish I could. I wish I could have. Yes. All right. K Workshop says, I wanted to get up early, but I couldn't because it was cold. Wow. So sorry to hear that, but great sentence. Kind of me too. This morning, I tried to wake up at the same time I always wake up, 6:15 in the morning, but I hit snooze twice. Okay, so YO says, yes, I wanted to go shopping, but I couldn't today because I'm tired. Oh no. Me too. Me too. I was tired. So I hit snooze twice on my alarm, and then finally, the third alarm, I got up, and I wrote some sentences in Spanish, and I was thinking about going to the gym, but I was too tired, and so I went back to bed. All right, Takanona, thank you for joining tonight's show. Takanona says, I wanted to draw today, but I couldn't. I watched a rugby game on TV, so I didn't have time to draw. So sorry to hear that, but great English, very nice. Mama says, I wanted to clean all windows, but I couldn't today because it was cold. Yes. It was cold today. I think cleaning outside would be very challenging. But great English. Very nice. Okay, well, if you're still typing, please continue, and you can share your answer anytime in the chat or in the comments. But now, let's try to write a new question in the chat or in the comments. 今、チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。So, yeah. I always think, a really useful question is asking why. Why, why couldn't I go to the gym? Why couldn't I go shopping? And, all the times, because I'm, tired. Many people were, I guess many people were tired today. Not just me. Like, YO was tired. I guess maybe just me and YO were tired, but I was tired today. So a big question, I think for me, ask myself, why? Why was I tired today? I don't know. Anyways, though, any kind of new question is okay. If this is your first time to join the Let's Speak English and Nihongo show, please try to share a question or answer to one of the questions in the chat or in the comments. Okay, so Takeshi says, is there anything you wanted to eat today but couldn't? Great question. Well, recently I've been wanting to eat cake or some kind of sweet food, but I didn't. How about you, Takeshi? Is there anything you wanted to eat today but couldn't? I did. Instead of, I went to Gyomu Super today, and I was thinking about buying cake, but instead of cake, I bought honey roasted peanuts. Okay, so K Workshop says, is there anything you want to do before going to bed tonight? I want to take a bath after this live show. Great. Recently, I started taking a bath too. So that's my new evening habit. So I would also like to take a bath tonight. Great question. I think taking a bath is a great evening habit. So I guess if I have time, I might try to write some sentences in foreign languages tonight? If you have a question, you are welcome to share it in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントにあなたの新しい質問を書いてください。いつでも。Okay, well, great job. Let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. Question number 3, which is, what can you do to be more successful tomorrow? 日本語で明日さらに成功するために何ができるでしょうか? What can you do to be more successful tomorrow? For me, I'm going to try to go to bed a little bit earlier tonight. That's my, I think if I go to bed a little bit earlier, maybe I will be able to go to the gym in the morning. How about you? What can you do to be more successful tomorrow? 明日さらに成功するために何ができるでしょうか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。So the question is, what can you do to be more successful tomorrow? 明日さらに成功するために何ができるでしょうか? It's interesting. There's, I always, I think a big thing you can do is change the timing. And so, if you want to study, and it's really difficult to study at night, you can try to study in the morning. So sometimes you can change the timing, or you can, like me, try to go to bed a little bit earlier tonight. Like I'm thinking maybe last night I went to bed around 11, so maybe tonight I'll try to go to bed at like 10:45. Hopefully I will have more energy tomorrow morning. But how about you? What can you do to be more successful tomorrow? 明日さらに成功するために何ができるでしょうか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。I think a funny answer might be, I can drink more coffee, but I tried to drink a lot of coffee today, but it didn't help me. It did not help me. But yeah, that's just one idea. What can you do to be more successful tomorrow? You can hope the weather is warmer. Sometimes warmer weather might help you to be more successful. 明日さらに成功するために何ができるでしょうか? Please write your answer in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに答えを書いてください。Oh, nice idea. YO says, I can drink a glass of wine to be more successful tomorrow. Fantastic. Yeah, it's interesting, for some people, wine will help them be more successful tomorrow. And for other people, wine might not help them be successful. Very interesting idea. I like it. Yes, sometimes I'm tempted sometimes to drink a little bit of wine or maybe a little bit of whiskey. So maybe someday I will try that as well. What can you do to be more successful tomorrow? K Workshop says, I can set the alarm for 6 a.m. to be able to get up. Nice idea. And I think, sometimes you can set the alarm and then before you go to bed, you can kind of remind yourself that when the alarm rings, I'm gonna get up like immediately, right away. All right, Takanona says, tomorrow morning, I will get up 30 minutes earlier and listen to an English conversation CD. Nice idea. That sounds fun. All right, Takesh says, after this, maybe I can listen to my favorite band's songs and recharge my energy for tomorrow. Great idea. I love music. Music is a great way to recharge or charge up. Nice ideas. All right, well, let's move on to the last section of tonight's show. Now, you can write a new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。You have 4 minutes. 4分間あります。So, yeah, recently I like to write a few sentences in the morning after I wake up. But when I did that this morning, it made me sleepy. So I think maybe tomorrow, if I'm sleepy or if I'm a little bit tired, I shouldn't write sentences maybe. Maybe I should wash my face with cold water and shave. That will probably wake me up in the morning. What do you think? I don't know. What I think, an interesting question is like, what's a good way to get energy in the morning? Especially like when you are tired. That's a very beneficial question if you know a good answer. But anyways, that's my new question. How about you? Do you have a new question? If so, please write the new question in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。I'm kind of thinking about doing some exercise tonight before I take a bath. Since I didn't go to the gym in the morning. How about you? What are you thinking about doing tonight? But anyways, that's one of my new questions. How about you? Do you have a new question? Please let me know in the chat or in the comments. チャットまたはコメントに新しい質問を書いてください。All right, Takesh says, what can I do to get good sleep tonight? Great question. Tough question. I think, the number one thing you can do is go to bed and try to get comfortable in your bed and relax. I think if you just go to bed and you get comfortable and you relax, close your eyes, you can that will help you feel better the next day. So that's for me, I just try to not watch TV and go to bed. All right, Takanona says, what can you do to be more successful next year? Great question. All right. Good question, Takanona. Do you have any ideas? Okay, Workshop says, Takesh, have a cup of hot milk. Good idea. I love drinking milk. Great question. Okay, YO says, what can I do to be more full of vigor? Great. Full of vigor is a nice vocabulary. YO. Another word you can use is vitality. I like to use the word vitality. What can I do to improve my vitality? Vitality. Vigor is okay too. All right, Takesh says, I haven't been sleeping well lately. So sorry to hear that, Takesh. Sometimes me too. Sometimes it's just like the changing of the seasons. But even if you can't sleep well, I definitely recommend taking a good rest and not watching TV. I learned that last week. All right. And Takesh says, sorry, I can't drink milk. Hey, no problem. Nice English. Okay, well, that's the end of tonight's show. Thank you guys so much for studying and using languages with me tonight. Let's Speak English and Nihongo is every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. I hope everyone has a great night and a good week. And I will see you next time. My pleasure, YO. Hope you have a good night too. Mata shikai uchi ni aimashou. So till next time. Bye.